Have you ever been watching a basketball game and this happens?
Hey! Come on! What is that?
This is so dumb. Why is this a thing?
And then you start thinking to yourself just how bull that call was, and you get madder and madder, and then... If that's ever happened to you, I don't blame you. Watching Shai Gilgeous-Alexander play basketball is both wildly impressive and incredibly infuriating. Shai's playing style has been the center of a lot of controversy in the NBA
Wait. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
You don't know who that is? Oh. Okay, so it seems like the feeble American mind can't comprehend a Canadian NBA star. So here we go. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a Canadian NBA player for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He was acquired by OKC as a part of the humiliatingly massive Paul George trade. And over the past 5 years, he has consistently grown as a basketball player, winning MVP this past season. Shai is controversial, very much so. Averaging 8 free throws a game, he's nicknamed the free throw merchant for baiting fouls and performatively flopping to manipulate refs into awarding him shooting fouls. Still, he's a great player who excels in mid-range shooting, driving to the basket, and defense.
So he's a Canadian that shoots like Kawhi and drives like Harden.
Yeah, basically. As an NBA fan, I am so incredibly conflicted because he makes some extraordinary plays and some insane shots. But at the same time, he also does some other stuff. My personal reaction to Shai is like when you're playing pickup against that guy who always calls fouls or and ones. You know he's right, you did foul him, but deep down you just wanna. But here's the thing. I'm not sure that the blame rests entirely with Shai. In fact, I don't think he deserves any of the hate he gets, because there's another angle to look at this entirely.
So, Aiden, what even is a shooting foul?
Rule 12, Article B, Section 1. A player is awarded 2 to 3 free throw attempts if the personal foul is on the defender and the offensive player is in the act of shooting an unsuccessful field goal. That's it. That's all there is in the entire NBA rulebook about what a shooting foul is. It's a personal foul on someone who's in the act of shooting. Okay, well, what warrants a personal foul, I hear you asking?
A player shall not hold, push, charge into, impede the progress of an opponent by extending a hand, arm, or knee or leg, by bending the body into a position that is not normal.
You see what I'm talking about here? The rules are just so open-ended and vague, it makes no sense. It's impossible to know what the league intended with these rules. It just doesn't make any sense. And so that is why we have referees. It's the official's job to analyze what's happening on the court in front of them and then govern the game based on the knowledge of the rules in their head. Now, about those rules. The NBA enforces rules on a spectrum. On one side, you've got clear, easily definable violations occurring, such as stepping out of bounds or traveling. These are identifiable, clear-cut rules. If you step out, you lose possession. If you take more than 3 steps, it's a travel. Easy, right? As you work your way across the spectrum, you encounter rules that are more open to interpretation. I'm talking carries, gather steps, charges, and illegal screens. These are rules that are open to interpretation, but still have definable parameters that make them easy to call. I would put shooting fouls here. Do you see the problem? It seems like every NBA game you watch, there's a different standard for what is and isn't a shooting foul. Let's play a little game. I'm going to put 2 plays on the screen. One was called for a shooting foul, and one was not. And you're going to guess which one got the correct call. Play 1.
Stays in front of him.
Play 2.
Here. So Curry goes down the lane. Excellent fouling in there. That's a foul first. Now Gafford is here. He's going to jump in and foul him again. And that's not a foul on Steph Curry.
It's just so, makes me so fucking mad. Let's play a little game I made. All you gotta do is guard an MVP. His name is Shai. If you make the wrong move, I swear to job boy, that's on you. All I know is if you touch that boy, free throws are your shoe. Ah! So we've established the rules aren't consistent. They definitely aren't consistent. So how does SGA fit into all of it? Well, ladies and gentlemen, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is what we like to call a foul merchant. Cue montage.
It's prep, and enough is enough of it. And what you saw tonight was disgusting.
This matchup, two young studs in the association.
Unfortunately, Sperm Gulper Alexander is really, really good at manipulating his body to make it look like contact is occurring. He does it so much, and it's really, really frustrating to watch as a spectator. The NBA has had players who flop and play around for calls before, but they all have mainly been isolated to their own team's success, which has been limited. This is the first time we've seen a player succeed at the scale that Shai is, the way that Shai is. But here's the thing, the league clearly doesn't care, as they're not changing the way calls are enforced against him like they've done for other superstars. So it just leaves fans upset, and them all thinking the exact same thing. There's nothing NBA fans do better than getting mad at stuff. And boy, is there an opportunity here. This is stupid. I do hate this, but who can I get mad at? Well, nobody really. I mean, you can't get mad at the refs. They're just doing their best to call the game as they see it. You can't get mad at the rules because they're trying to describe an imperfect system, and you can't get mad at the players because they're just doing the best to their ability to win the game. There's really nobody at fault here, unfortunately. Which means the question of this is stupid, I hate this, who can I get mad at, turns into more of a moral debate. Is it right for players like Shai to use these tactics to succeed in the NBA? I don't think that's a question I can answer. I honestly think that's just up for each person to decide. However, if you were to ask me how I, Aiden Apple, feel, I would probably say something along the lines of, don't hate the player, hate the game. I think it's totally reasonable to root against Shai because of this. Go Pacers. But you know, it is what it is, right? Plus, this strategy has existed long before Shai was even in the league. So, TLDR, channel that rage into some positive spirit bomb type energy for Halliburton and the Pacers. And you know what? That might just be a real thing, by the way, because there is some serious juju going on with them in these playoffs. So, go Pacers.